Hi, it's Tom Kenny with Scott Simpson Design Build. We're at a house that was built in 1923, and we had an owner buy it, and we were thinking about remodeling it, but it was just too expensive to actually do the remodeling works. We're doing a deconstruction. The owners have elected to pay our deconstruction contractor to take it apart piece by piece, and we're going to take all the building products and donate them to charity. We're going to reclaim this front door, and there'll be a donation part of the deconstruction. Come on in. So this is the house with all the plaster stripped off of it. We're gonna take off all the old flooring, all the ceiling joists, floor joists, all the banisters, all the studs. We're gonna take all the brick off the house. These slates are 97 years old. They're gonna be able to take these and sell them off in the open market, and then roofers that are replacing little patches on old roofs will be able to use these, and they'll match better than new slate. So the guys have taken up all the hardwood floor, and they actually take it up piece by piece, and then they rebundle it to be resold. We cannot buy hardwood flooring that's like 14 feet long anymore. I mean, there's a real market for that. We start by doing the roof first. We'll take all of this apart, and then we'll have this floor to stand on. Then they'll pull the floor, and they'll pull the rafters, and they'll keep working on floors. They don't undermine anything below us, and so they have something to stand on as they work. So there's a 10-foot radiator that you would never be able to buy. This window sash is in perfectly good condition. All you do is strip it, repaint it, and put it somewhere else. Here's a 97-year-old copper downspout. These guys will, recycle this material. This is the original boiler from 1923, all right? When we got here, it was covered in asbestos. So we had an asbestos abatement company cleaning all the asbestos off of it. You would just turn this thing on, and this beast would just cook through energy. Could you imagine just getting the thing down here would be a major event? And they were building most of the houses out of, they called it balloon framing. So I was surprised when I saw the masonry block, so these guys are gonna have to break this up. This is not something that we can sell. This will be crushed up and we'll use it into road fill. This is a piece of wood that they would have had to have planed and made that shape. This is another piece of wood that would have come out of a block that they had to curve in two directions. And then calculate the angles of each connection. It's pretty amazing craftsmanship to see how they did it. That's something that you don't see. There are all the studs, all the nails have to be pulled. They'll take all those out. They'll restack up all those 2x4s, bundle them up again, and sell them off the market. They really do try to reclaim everything. They'll take all the brick off. The brick was, from 1923 as well. They'll take it off, put it in pallets, and sell it off again. Here's some reasons why we're not remodeling this house. This house has no insulation in it, okay? It's a cinder block wall over a brick veneer. There was asbestos, the basement floods. The basement isn't very deep, so the things that people want in a new house aren't here. Me and Scott built that house and that coach house, I don't know, like 6 or 7 years ago. So it's kind of fun to be having an adjoining property. By being a design and build firm, that has 30 years of experience, we know how to do this. We know the benefits. We know how the donation values are done. We know how there's tax benefits that are done. We know how long it typically takes. We know the risks involved. We can look at a piece of property, recognize which ones have a lot of donation value and which ones don't. We always save a little something and put it back into the old house. In this case, we have a couple light fixtures we're gonna save and put back in. These guys are here and they're doing this, labor intensive job, pulling 100,000 nails. And so I keep asking them, like, is it worth it? And they keep going, yeah, this is worth it. But they have to get out on ropes, and they hang from like a rope, like almost like a mountain climber on a belay line, and they pull the slates out and pass them in, and we stack them up here. There's an old classic chimney over there. You have to take it down like 8 feet at a time, because if you leave it standing up, it could fall over. I don't know where it's gonna go, but hopefully it'd be neat to someday find out, like, oh, they took this apart and they built the restaurant wall here. All this lumber that you see here, this is 97-year-old 2x4 that's likely gonna be put somewhere else and last another 97 years. And if I just crushed it up and made it into paper, someone would have printed a fax and thrown in the garbage again, So that's the idea. This will last much longer.